Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for today's Live Your Life Community Wellness Session. We are doing Healthy Meals Summer Grilling Edition today, and we are just excited to bring you some awesome healthy meal options that you can prepare right at home, whether it's outside on a grill or inside at your own personal stovetop grill or whatever you have. Let's be creative today. Let's think outside the box, right? Because when it comes to healthiness, we can definitely think outside the box when it comes on to those great meals that you can make from home. So without further ado, I'm going to pass the mic over to our wonderful resident nutritionist. And I call her resident because she has just pretty much hosted a plethora of shows for us here and just wellness sessions. And when it comes on to healthy eating, I feel like you are the master. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Miss Keri Watkins-Webb. Keri, come on, take the spotlight.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. You could have been anywhere on this Wednesday afternoon, but you chose to be here. You made a commitment to your health and to educating yourself on nutritious ways to maintain your health and to stay healthy. And so I applaud you for that, and I thank you. So welcome to my kitchen. Today, we're going to talk about grilling ideas, as Sandrine said. So this week marked the official start of summer, and that always brings to mind grilling. So I want to know from the audience, how many of you like to grill? All right. What are the kind of things you like to grill? You can put it in the chat or shout it out. What are the kind of things that you enjoy grilling?
Hot dogs.
Hot dogs. All right.
Yeah, fish.
Fish. Okay. Nice. So it's the sky's the limit when it comes to grilling. And I'm going to introduce some items that are not commonly thought of when you think about grilling. So as Sandrine said, we're going to think outside the box today. And so I hope you enjoy this presentation, and I welcome your comments, and I'm eager to hear what your thoughts are. So when you think about grilling, you usually don't think about citrus fruits, but we're going to start at the end of our meal. We're going to start with the beverage because of the way that we have to grill it. So everything is timed in a certain way. So we're going to start with our beverage, and we are making grilled lemonade. Have you ever heard of that? Grilled lemonade. So when you grill citrus, it brings out that fleshiness and the flavor. And I'm going to show you how you can make a different type of lemonade that's healthier than the store-bought lemonade, and quite tasty. So, and Sandrine is putting the ingredients up on the screen. So what I'm going to start with, I'm going to move my camera down so everyone can see, and I'm going to plug the grill in so it could be preheated. All right. So I'm going to set the grill at about 400, and I'm going to make a single serving today of this lemonade, but I'm going to show you at the end a picture that I already had that's chilled and ready to go. But I just want to show you the most important part, how to grill. And so I'm going to, the recipe calls for 6 small lemons or 3 large lemons. That's enough to fill out a pitcher. I'm just going to do 2 today, 2 lemons cut in half. So that's the first thing that you're going to do. You're going to cut the lemons in half like so. So not the rings, but you're going to cut them in half. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I want to add a little bit more juicy flavor to my lemons. And so I am going to, make sure this is on. I'm going to take the lemons and I'm going to just get a little dab of sugar. Now, the recipe calls for white sugar. I use brown sugar. Whenever I can, I try to deviate to try to cut back on the sugar and calories. So it is caloric and it is sugar, but it's a little healthier. So I'm just gonna make sure that each one is coated with a little bit of this brown sugar. And this is really gonna bring out the tastiness. So All right, and some people say, do you have to remove the seeds? You don't necessarily have to remove the seeds because when we juice it, the strainer is gonna catch all of the seeds, but it's up to you. So I didn't remove the seeds on this one. So I'm limiting to see. All right, so my grill is ready. And I'm just gonna place these. You hear the sizzle. Face down on the grill. Okay, at the same time, that's gonna cook about 3 to 4 minutes. At the same time, I'm gonna start with my veggies, which is a side dish to our main entree today. And I'm gonna make some grilled asparagus. How many of you like grilling asparagus or vegetables? They taste really good on the grill and it's really quick and easy. So I'm going to just trim these about 2/3 of an inch. Because that woody stem, it's very hard. I'm just gonna put it in a bowl. And then I'm going to add to it olive oil. So I'm gonna use 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. This is to make my marinade. I'm going to also add 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. Come on, salt. Go to the other side. All right. All right. And then I'm gonna add a little pepper. About 1/2 teaspoon. All right. So I'm just gonna dig in here. Wait, let me check on my lemons. Let me get my tongs. See how we're doing. These are ready. I'm gonna put this on pause for a second so I can show you. So these are how my grilled lemons come out. You see the char on them? So I'm gonna put these on a plate to the side and we're gonna let them cool. And we're gonna come back to them and I'll show you how to make the lemonade. Smells really good, okay. So I'll put this to the side and I'll keep my grill going so that my asparagus can be ready. So I'm just going to, you know what? I'm gonna trim these a little bit more. Okay, all right. And I'm just going to, I'm gonna add a little bit more olive oil. Just a little, so it can really coat it, okay. And I'm just going to coat these. Okay. I think the recipe says to drizzle it on, so I'm just coating them well. Okay. Now I'm gonna put them on my grill. Let me get my towel. All right. So now I'm gonna put these on the grill. And I'm gonna put them perpendicular. I can hear the sizzle. Okay. Don't want to burn my fingers, so I'm going to use my tongs to spread these out. Okay. So the recipe says that you should use the thicker ones because they grill better, and that is true. But I love these thin ones. But yeah, you can use either one, whichever you prefer. So I'm just going to leave it like this. All right. Put the lid back on. And I'm going to let that grill for about, let's see, 6 to 10 minutes. I'm gonna actually set the timer to remind myself. All right. So those are our first two. Now I'm gonna go back to the lemonade. All right. So once you have your grilled lemons, you're going to squeeze them, and you need the juice of about a cup. So this isn't going to be enough, but I just want to show you the process. So again, my grilled lemon, and I'm going to squeeze. Okay. And I'm going to save these because I'm going to add them to my lemonade later. Okay. I'm putting in the second one. I hear a sizzle. Third one, let me just check on these. Heat down a little bit. Okay. And you want to do it when it's still warm. So we left it to the side just long enough. Okay, so this is not, this is not enough juice. So for 2 lemons, you get about this much juice, and we need to fill up the whole cup. I'm smelling my delicious. Checking on these. I'm just going to turn them.
Make them more closer to the front, so that they can like that's an angle to run off.
Okay. So to make the lemonade, what you do is you get a pitcher, and you would add this lemon juice to the bottom of the pitcher, so it would be a full cup, about 6 large lemons, well, 3 large or 6 small. Then you're going to add a simple syrup. Now the recipe calls for 1 cup sugar, 1 cup water. I always like to think of ways that I can sweeten it without using the white cane sugar. So I experimented, and I used half a cup of raw honey. I use this to 1 cup of water, and I made a simple syrup. I just put it in a pan and let it dissolve, and then I let it cool. Once you make this, yeah.
Excuse me, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Can you substitute it with limes or grapefruit the same way?
Oh, sure. Oh, the juice. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And try that and let me know how that is. I've never tried that, but yeah, sounds good.
Okay, thank you.
And so you add the simple syrup to your 1 cup of lemon juice, and then you're going to add 4 cups of water, and then you're going to add a little ice. And then I added a little mint. I love mint, so I added a little fresh mint. So I'm going to show you what the finished product looked like, and when I eat my meal at the end, I'm going to taste it for the first time. So when you have it now, it's this color because I used the honey. But you see, I put the lemons that I used in here, and I put the mint. So I'm gonna be excited to have this later. So this is a really simple recipe, delicious, and it does have sweetener in it, but not as much as the store-bought lemonade. And I think you'll really enjoy it. Okay. So let me check on my asparagus.
While you're checking on the asparagus, Kerry, I just wanted to let everyone know, if you are interested in getting these recipes, feel free to drop your email in the chat, or just directly message me with your email, and I could have it sent to you so you can try this at home yourselves. But I'll be putting ingredients into the chat as well.
Thanks, Sandrine. Okay, so my
Okay.
asparagus are just about done.
Can I ask one more question?
Oh, please.
So it's very similar to a detox water. Only thing you're not adding is the cucumbers.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. Mm-hmm. And it has sugar in it. It does have some sugar, so we wouldn't have that in detox. But yeah, but I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, and some people Might want to experiment and add a little apple cider vinegar, or the sky's the
Yeah,
limit.
I've done with the detox water, the apple cider vinegar
Okay.
and the ginger tea instead of the honey.
Okay. Well, good. And you enjoyed it.
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, these are done. I'm gonna put them on my plate. So, and then I'm going to, here are my asparagus. So they're still firm. And they still have all the vitamins. Sometimes when you make asparagus and all of the vitamins, you overcook them, you lose all of the vitamins and nutrients. So these are still firm. And again, if you want to, you can use the thicker ones. But here are my sides of asparagus. Delicious. I'm just gonna have one because I'm hungry. And I'm gonna unhook this so that we can get to our other two meals. So here's my asparagus. Let me get a fork. Let me be civilized since I have company. So usually I'd be so hungry I would just eat it. So, and my husband never liked asparagus until I made it this way. Really good. Really good. And I don't want to eat all of them because I promised I would save him some. So I'm gonna put these to the side, but really good. Okay. Okay. So I said that it was grilling season, right? And so when I think about grilling season, I also think about hamburgers. So today is going to be the battle of the hamburgers, which is better for you. So we have two contenders today. We have the turkey burger and the beef burger. Let me hear from you. Put it in the chat or say it out loud. What do you prefer? Turkey burger, beef burger, veggie burger? What's your favorite? What's your burger of choice?
The beef burger.
Beef.
The beef? Okay.
I'm a beef burger man.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I am waging war on the beef burger today. And in this corner, I have my turkey burger. And I want to give you some statistics about it. So they're both 4 ounces. The turkey burger, I used it 99%. The meal, we're going to make a burger today. It has 99% lean ground turkey breast. And when you hear that, you say to yourself, oh, it's going to be dry. Nope. I'm going to tell you how. We're going to make it spicy and delicious. This has 150 calories, 1.5 grams of fat, 0 grams saturated fat. Okay. So now this is not the store-bought one that's already prepared. This is not the one in the restaurant. This is the one you're going to make. Okay. And I'm going to show you how. In comparison, here's the beef burger for all you beef burger lovers out there. This is also 4 ounces, but this beef burger is 90% lean. So it's from ground sirloin or ground beef. Okay. It has 225 calories, 12 grams of fat, and 5 grams saturated fat. Did you hear the difference? 225 calories, 150.
You cut the fat. I add rice to my ground beef. So you cut the fat that way with the rice.
That is true. You're right. You do. But you may increase the calories. But 12 grams fat and 1.5 grams fat. I don't think I'm winning this war yet. I am not convincing you. I have to show you. 5 grams saturated fat, 0. All right. But all that matters is how does it taste. So I'm going to show you how you can make it. And let me show you this also. Very interesting. So I gave you the statistics. This is how much fat is in the beef burger. I call it a blubber burger. And compare that to this is how much is in the turkey burger. Can you see? Can you see the difference? So, and this is without the cheese and all of the other condiments that we add to it. So here, just food for thought. All right, so I'm going to show you how you can make a delicious turkey burger. I'm going to put my blubber burgers to the side. So how are we going to make this burger moist? My secret ingredient, I'm going to add zucchini. How many zucchini lovers do I have in the house today? Whoop, whoop. All right. I take one small zucchini. It was just me and Sandrine. Did I miss other people? Oh, okay. I see. Okay, I see one hand. All right. So I'm gonna grate this. This is one medium size, and I cut the ends and I washed it. All right. So I'm going to use the medium size holes. Okay. So I'm gonna put this right in here so it's nice and neat. And I'm just gonna grade this away. Everybody, oh, let me move my screen down so you all can see me in action. Okay. And I'm still grading. All right. Now, some people said that they also use yellow squash. It's fine. It's in the same family. Experiment and let me know. So I'm this much through, still going. And so I like to add the zucchini because it's a great way to sneak in vegetables. For people who don't like vegetables, just say, oh, I'm making you a burger. Little do they know that it's loaded with vitamins and minerals and fiber. So, and this also cuts the fat, just like adding the rice to the beef burger cuts the fat. This will cut the fat and you can load up on veggies at the same time. So I don't know if I have any believers yet. Anybody a believer yet? Am I winning my war yet? Or no, not yet? Okay, I'll keep going. You'll be believers by the end. All right.
So zucchini is like a really water-based fruit, right? So, or vegetable, and that's why that's where you're getting this moisture from.
Yes. I'm almost done. Exactly. And what I'm going to do in a minute is I'm going to use a paper towel to absorb some of the moistures. We don't want it too moist. So I'm going to use
Also, once it's actually, because the way I do mine, besides the rice, the eggs as a binding.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right? Then I would pan sear it first and then put it in the oven in my cast iron to grill it the same way. That also keeps all of the when it comes out, when I say it's juicy, I mean it's delectable.
Now this is the beef burger or the turkey burger?
The beef burger.
Oh, this is the beef burger. Yeah, that sounds great. I'm sure
if you pan sear it for, and I mean with not canola oil, sometimes I might use a little bit of peanut oil, sometimes just they have something, it's almond oil, just a little bit of almond oil. And I put it in the pan in the cast iron first, and then pan sear it, flip it one more time, pan sear it in those juices, and then throw it in the oven, let it cook.
So when you inviting me over, I'm coming over. This is a chef we have here. That sounds delicious.
That's what I'm saying, Eric. Like, I'm looking for you.
Yes. All right. So I know, but this is the turkey burger. Oh, let me drain this off before I get to mashing. All right. So.
Can I say something?
Oh, sure.
Everybody do things different. My mother's from New Orleans. My father's from Venezuela.
Yeah.
So everybody do they ground meat differently.
Yeah.
You know, I love my garlic and I love my onion powder. I love my green peppers and I love my regular onions.
Yeah.
And I like to take my onions and my green peppers and I grate them like you did just then. You know, and not too small. Either I would cut them and I like to stew them first. And once I simmer them real down, real nice, then I add it to my grain, I add it to my chopped meat. You understand me? So that's my chopped meat and my garlic, my onion powder, and whatever else, a little salt and pepper, and whatever else I'm going to use, you know, and then my eggs. But my parents always would take bread. They would take the bread, you know, the corners of the bread or whatever, and they were wetted. They were wetted to make it moist. Wet the bread and
Almost like
chop it up.
a breadcrumb, just a wet bread.
Yeah, and
A bread
it'd
crumb.
be wet, and then they put it in there and they mix it all up. Mix it all up. And by the time you say mix, you don't really see all the other ingredients that been put in there. Like you said, the rice or whatever. That's the first time I heard that.
But if you stew down, like my grandmother's from Philly and my great grandma, from somewhere else, from Fayetteville. So my grandmother taught me how to cook during the Great Depression. So the rice was substitute, not being able to buy a lot of beef, not being able to purchase a lot of ground beef or a lot of meats.
Yeah. It's
so, and then if you stew down, my grandmother also taught me onions and green peppers, they actually tenderize your food. So don't stew them down.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I love these recipes. They sound delectable. I really do. I enjoy it. What I was trying to do with this one, I just want to show you ways if you're trying to lose weight or cut the calories or the fat, I want to show you some ways that you can still have the flavor, but yet not the calories. But your recipes are right on point. They sound delicious. But so I'm going to add my zucchini. I just use a paper towel to get some of the moisture out. And I'm sorry, let me put this down. I already combined all of the spices. So to this, I'm just going to use my hands. So that's why I didn't add the egg, because some people need to watch their cholesterol, even though it's a great binder, as you said, and I didn't add breadcrumbs. But if you choose to, you can. I have a gluten intolerance, and so I try not to use bread. And my husband is borderline diabetic, and so we had to cut back. So I try to incorporate.
But the rice is also added sugar.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why. Hold up, that's why you can take instead of something else, you can substitute the actual rice, and it actually cooks down in the same way, as a little sweetness to the actual meat.
You're right. And some people I'm just going to add my spices, and this is in the recipe. We just added onions, garlic, and a little salt and pepper. So I'm just going to knead this all together. All right. So this makes about 5 patties. So the zucchini also stretches out, like you were talking about. It adds to the volume. So this can make about 5 patties. But because it's so soft, it's best to refrigerate overnight. And so I'm going to show you the one that I refrigerated, and we're going to put it on the grill while I make my final side. All right. It's also good sometimes to marinate overnight because all of the flavors they build in. So this is my patty that I made yesterday. So I was able to get 5 out of that one package, where normally I would just get 4. So
right. Are they they're quarter pounds?
Yes.
Patties?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So okay. All right. So now I'm going to put this on my grill. All right. So normally I would clean the grill a little bit, but we are pressed for time. But I hear the sizzle. All right. So I'm going to turn that in about 5 minutes. So let me know when 5 minutes is going, or I'll put the timer just in case. We get to talking, and
3:38.
All right. Thank you. All right. So we put this away. All right. So we have the burger. We have the asparagus. Now I want to show you how to make something else. My husband's other favorite is coleslaw. But coleslaw, as you know, has a lot of mayonnaise, so it has a lot of fat. So I discovered a recipe that I'm going to share with you of how to make coleslaw without the mayo and adding a lot of different flavors. So I didn't win the war yet, right? Okay. All right. Okay. I was just checking. All right. So let me get all the ingredients. So I already mixed up the the cabbage. So you can use, oh, let me move this down. So the recipe calls for purple cabbage, green cabbage. This is red cabbage. You can use whatever you like. And I put some carrots in here as well. Oh, I hear a sizzle. Let me just check. This seems good. I hear the sizzle. No, it's doing all right. All right. So to that, I'm gonna add some onions.
I was just about to say, are you gonna sneak some onions in there?
Yeah. So I'm gonna add some onions. The recipe calls for the green onions. These are yellow, doesn't matter. Now you can also put in some jalapenos, but if you want a little kick to it. I'm just gonna add, here's some cilantro that I'm gonna add to it. I love cilantro. And so that's all together in my large bowl, and then I'm going to whisk the ingredients in a smaller bowl for my marinade. And so let me get my whisk. So the marinade, it consists of 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 2 tablespoons of the apple cider vinegar. Remember, we were just talking about that. 1 to 2 tablespoons of pure maple syrup. So it depends on how sweet you like things. So this I put 1 tablespoon. And a clove of garlic. Now you can add cayenne. You know, I don't like it spicy, but if you want, you can add some cayenne pepper, like a 1/4 teaspoon, half a teaspoon of salt, and some black pepper. All right. So I already put them all together in here. Now I'm going to just whisk them real quick together. Are you all sold on my coleslaw? Or you still think this coleslaw can't be made without mayonnaise? You're gonna drip this in here for this.
I've never really liked mayonnaise, but if you use oil and vinegar, if you use the olive oil, the vinegar, and instead of that you use the ranch dressing or Thousand Islands, it's still like, because I used to use to make the coleslaw taste on my sandwich. I don't really like mayonnaise. But if you use honey mustard, and like Miracle Whip, it gives the same, you know, because Miracle Whip is dressing. It's not actually.
Right. So that sounds delicious. So, all right. So I'm just going to toss this with all of the ingredients. And then what you can do is you can add pepitas to the top if you like, or you can add slivered almonds. Now, I'm gonna show you the almonds, but I can't put them in because my husband is hungry and he's gonna eat all of this food. And so he's allergic.
One more minute for your patty.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, timekeeper. Thank you for your participation, everyone.
No problem.
All right. So that's it. That's my. And again, if you want, you could sprinkle these almonds on top, and it makes a really nice bright dish, and it goes great with your burger. So, all right. So let me check. So I have 27 seconds left. All right. So what do you guys think about the salad?
I like the salad. I love a good vinaigrette on anything, and I like the crunch of it. So it might be like a nice topping for my burger itself.
Yes, that's what I was going for. So it could be on the side or on the top. All right. So I'm gonna flip this guy over.
You wouldn't need the pickle if you actually have the coleslaw with the vinaigrette. You wouldn't need the pickle.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. And I'm gonna set this for another 5 minutes.
And if there's any vegans out here, we can definitely substitute the turkey with soy, right?
Yeah.
Or crumble.
You could definitely make a veggie burger. Yeah, you can be creative. Some people make burgers with mushrooms, like the portobello mushrooms. A lot of people use
eggplants.
Eggplant. Yeah, that sounds good. Did you just tell me about that? You just used eggplants?
No, the eggplant. What the eggplant is like, it's very it's very meaty and it's thick, so it gives the actual biting into a burger, or it gives the heartiness of actual, like you actually eat meat without having to eat which I hate. What's this name of that crap? It's right on the tip of my tongue. Oh God. Made from the soybeans. Oh my God, it's right on the tip of my tongue.
Tofu.
Tofu.
Yes. Oh my God, I can't stand tofu. I don't care how you dress it up. For 1 year, I was an over-active vegetarian, so tofu is not something I do. I train other people how to eat, but I just can't eat that. Like you can make an eggplant parmesan, like a lot of things you can substitute the actual eggplant and season it up and dress it up the same way as if.
Yeah, well, send me the invitation. So when can I, where you live? You live close to
I live in
mine?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. All right. Send me the invitation. We coming over. We're gonna grill together. All right. So while my burger is cooking, I'm gonna gather some of my ingredients together. So I cut my beefsteak tomato, and I have my romaine lettuce. And like Sandrine said, you can actually use that slaw as a topping, or you can put it on the side. So now let's talk a little bit about cheese. I wanted to talk about, so a lot of times, so we're talking about ways to cut the fat. So, and I just heard Eric said he does not like soy. So a lot of times there are some soy cheese substitutes that you can use. But if you don't want to do that, just find a low fat kind of cheese to dress your burger. We're just trying to think about ways that we can still have tasty food, but cut the calories and the fat and the sugar whenever possible. So so anytime that you can increase the amount of vegetables you have and replace them with some of the starches, the typical starches that you would have at a barbecue or a picnic, it's a great thing to do for your health and your waistline. The main complaint is that sometimes healthy things don't taste good. So,
Well,
there's
if you use arugula or any type of spinach, spinach would actually give the same effect. The spinach, like I eat a lot of arugula and cucumber salad, like before I eat my meal, and the arugula, the cucumbers, a little bit of lime on there, a little bit of vinegar, just a little bit of vinegar and salt and pepper. And
I like that idea for a lot of reasons, because you're talking about superfoods. You have to try to find ways to get these superfoods into your diet in tasty ways. And so, especially if you have kids and you try to sneak things in, like this burger, a lot of kids won't know that there are veggies inside. But yeah, if you can make a salad taste good, a lot of times when people think about salad, they think it's boring, but you just described something that was delightful and enticing, and full of nutrients, fiber, and minerals. So
it really is, and it still has the crunch. You don't do anything to the spinach. It still has the crunch to it. It's everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing is that I wanted to say, when you just said crunch, you reminded me, these burgers could be made in the air fryer. So that's another way to cut the fat. So grilling will cut the fat, but air fryer will cut the fat also. Any of you air fryer lovers out there? Any of you use it? Yeah, Sandrine, yeah. So that's another great way to prepare food. I have a friend, he makes everything in the air fryer, even his oatmeal, everything in the air fryer. So he said it's delicious. I haven't tried it yet, but he says it's delicious. So
the air fryer is a hunk of crap to me.
Oh,
I
really?
used it.
Tell me why.
Only to me, because working in the home health aid field, cooking for one of my patients, it was horrible, because I would sit down, if I'm going to help you lose weight, I'm going to eat the same thing. I'm going to go through the same regimen you're going to go through. So I'm not going to, if it tastes good to me, then, we can eat it, and I can still cut down for you, help you cut down and show you how different ways to change it. That air fryer is horrible. Don't cook no chicken. the wing flings in there is horrible.
Now,
You might as well just put it in the pan on the broiler and
does
put
it
it in the
depend
oven.
on the model that you have? Because I know some people swear by it. I never tried it, but Sandrine, do you think it matters?
I swear by mine, and I think it takes, depending on what you're cooking, it could take time to, I have one model, my sister has a different model, and we just experiment. And I started with smaller things like maybe a pork chop, salmon, and things like that. And the only thing I couldn't get right in it was my plantains, which I was like, okay, maybe there's not everything is for the air fryer. But, for things like my salmon, quick shrimp, chicken breast, just knowing the time adjustments, like definitely reading whatever instructions, wherever you get it, Google, websites, YouTube. I try to modify to how I think it would cook in the air fryer. And I don't have a huge one. It's huge in size, but the actual inside fryer is a little deep and just square. So, I'm like, there's not everything I could put in there at once either, just simple things. And it works for me. I make sure it's flavorful, and I'm sold. Sorry guys. I'm on the air fryer team over here.
She had one almost like the drawer.
I'm sorry.
The drawer.
The longer ones?
No, the drawer one, like almost like
I have the drawer one. Yeah, that
okay.
One to me isn't the best one. To me, the ones that are the best are the ones that look like the toaster, that has like the grilling racks that you could draw out like a table, where you could really, put things in. And I like with good real options for heat and timing, to give you that option to really see how long, and the heat style that you can put it on, because really not everything is for it, and it does, I think it really does depend on the brand. And if you've used the brand like I have, not everything is great in there.
So I have a convection, the same thing like a toaster oven, the convection.
Oh yeah, I love that.
But I have one with the features of broiling, baking, and everything else. So what it does, it's similar. When I don't want to use my big stove, I use the convection oven and then leave it in there. Mm-hmm. And I think versus the air fryer compared to the convection oven,
I agree. Kind of similar, just the same too, depending on which one you're using. Because I know tons of air fryers are coming with so much options now, and it could be really big or just really small. But definitely, I do think the one that I have, which is similar with the draw, I'm not the biggest fan, but it works depending on the product you're putting inside. And it's also good, like, let's say you go somewhere and you get something like, I don't want to say fried chicken, but let's say you get fried chicken, right? And the next day it's like, I don't want to put it in the microwave because it's going to have that taste. Throw it in the air fryer.
Almost like,
Yeah. Throw it in the air fryer, and it's like, okay, first day meal, like, or you would put it in the oven, and to bring back that fresh crispness. Yep. I've tried it with those fried dumplings. Like I experiment from time to time just to think, like Kerry's saying, when you see certain things, it's like, well, how do I make this meal a little bit different and healthier for me? You don't want to necessarily fry something again, or, if you want to throw a wing in. And, I cut my stuff small too, because of the space in that type of air fryer. I don't want to try to pack a whole giant piece of meat in there and it doesn't cook it as properly, and make it dry either. You don't want to over dry it out. You don't want to, undercook the meal as well.
Wow.
Like, I just know the one my patient had, she had the grill plate in it. And with that grill plate in it, it actually, hers actually maneuvered almost like an oven. Like, it would get as hot as an oven. You can turn the temperature up on it.
Yeah.
And it was actually pretty good for certain things, just not
everything.
Not everything.
Definitely not everything.
All right. Okay. So let me move this down. So my burger is ready. I have my 2 sides. And I have my asparagus.
Beautiful presentation.
I heated it up a little bit. And I have my lemonade. I'm going to add a little mint to it. So my husband said, why is it brown? I said, oh, it's the honey. So, but he said it's good. So this is This is my meal. So here's to you and here's to healthy summer grilling. I hope you all have a wonderful experience grilling. I hope you try new things this summer, and I want to hear about it. I want to hear from you. Let me know what you think if you try this recipe. And let me just taste my drink.
We're a little jealous that we can't taste right now. I mean, I feel like we're at a disadvantage here.
Right, because you will never know. Because how are we gonna know who won the war? So let's go back. So, any votes for the turkey burger? All right.
I'll try it.
You say it so reluctantly.
So reluctantly, right?
I'm gonna try that too.
It's just the fact that when you look at ground turkey, like I think about turkey, what making turkey is turkey wings or like something just turkey wings every Sunday, turkey wings, and being cooked a certain way. You have to prepare a turkey wing a very distinct way, or else it's still gonna be tough. So that's how I think about turkey. So I don't think about turkey as ground turkey.
Okay, I know. Well, just try it and see. And I think I see a cookbook coming from you. You have lots of great recipes and ideas. You should put them all down. Experiment with the turkey and make it your own. Make it delicious.
I will not have the Colonel steal my 21 recipes.
Awesome. If there are, any other questions, feel free to ask Keri any question you like when it comes on to health, healthy cooking, and just, how to maybe count your calories, how to change up a meal. We definitely loved everything. Can we just see that plate one more time? Because it looked amazing.
The presentation was amazing.
Yes.
It's beautiful. It makes it more attractive and more tantalizing.
Yeah, the colors are just absolutely giving me everything right now. Maybe not the turkey burger, but it still didn't win the war. And the lemonade, I did not know you can grill lemons like that and just maybe, pop the flavor in your citrus fruit and make a really fresh lemonade. I think when you do things like that, it just makes it look so much more fancier. And then, I feel like I could be like Miss Barbara or like, a real top chef here or, Eric, like, I know what I'm talking about, that type of thing. I think that's so cool for this summertime.
Well,
and
I'm very Paula Deen, Martha Stewart in the kitchen. That's how I am.
Oh, good, Eric. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Would the lemon work in the toaster oven?
Oh, like on the
Yes,
grill?
you can grill them the same way in the toaster oven.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's gonna really bring out that fleshiness and the juices and the flavor. It's gonna be great. You're gonna love it. And the other thing don't roll the lemon first. Oh yeah, because then all the juice will come out.
Because then it'll be very juicy, right? When you roll it.
No.
Okay, got you.
What you mean roll it?
Inside the sugar?
Yeah. So if you roll it, if you do this, it's almost like what's the word I want to use? I don't want to say tenderizing it, or I don't want to say loosen it, or
I feel like it's like loosening up the juices to be squeezed out a little bit more. So when you cut, it'll start to, you'll see the juices.
And do it while it's cold, not hot, because if it's hot, it also automatically will juice faster.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. And the other thing is you could cut slices of lemon and grill them and also put them in your drink, and it looks prettier. You could cut one and put it on the side. So yeah, you can experiment. The sky's the limit. And every time I do these presentations, I learn. So I want to thank you all for sharing, because I learned a lot today as well. So thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing of yourself and your time. And I hope to see you all again soon.
Thank you so much, Keri. And we'd like to thank Amita Care. We'd like to thank Council Member Robert E. Cornegie Jr. for just sponsoring today's event. That's the council member of the 36th District in Brooklyn, representing Bedford, Stuyvesant, Bed-Stuy, do or die in some of the Crown Heights areas. So we just want to give him a special thanks for making this community event happen. It's an event like these where we come, we learn wellness tips, we learn great cooking tips, and it's just for our overall health and wellness, and we need that here in our communities more so than ever. So I cannot thank Keri enough. Kerry, we
you.
appreciate you 1,000%. Thank you to
Thank
everyone
you.
that joined, because you guys were just as amazing too. Thank you for the tips that you shared, because we are going to be summer grilling, melons, lemons, zucchinis, whatever you guys got, we got it, but not the turkey burger.
Right. Everybody have a blessed.
I have to, so no, it lost the war. This one.
Well, it won for today. The turkey burger definitely won for today with that plate presentation.
Okay, when it's disguised. All right, thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful
You're welcome.
day.
Bye. Thank you. This was